In the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the host or the gatekeeper of this particular program, known here on the World Wide Web or the Internet as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. Before I begin this particular video lecture, I would like just to give a few moments or seconds of a moment of silence. Excuse me. I'm a little under the weather, so please excuse me, but I would like to just give a moment of silence to the memory of our young brother, Trayvon Martin. I truly hope that our young brother rest in peace. I send my condolences to his family, and surely I support those who seek justice for this young man of whom life was taken so early. I believe the trial for George Zimmerman is to start in early June, and we will see exactly what kind of justice in 2013 in modern times that a black man can expect living in a racist society that has really changed little from 400 years ago. The only difference is that racism has changed its form and gone convert instead of now in your face. They call us names behind our back sometimes, when in the past they called you names in your face and then they took you to a tree and lynched you. And then they would rape your mother, your sisters, and other evil to us. But many would like to say that was a long time ago. Was it a long time ago? Jim Crow was not that long ago. And even when it comes to physical slavery, to my knowledge, the last physical slave died in 1949. The last physical child of a slave died in 2001. And there are these hypocrites that tell me if we were really slaves, the real slaves should get reparations. Of course, you know, since most of them have gone to meet their makers, they have passed this life, they already know you can't give them anything. But you didn't give nothing to the brother, the last slave that died in 1949, and you didn't give nothing to the sister who was the last physical slave who passed his life in 2001. You gave them nothing, their families, or nobody. These hypocrites, these fake folks, and their families still exist. And there are families in this nation who can easily show that they belong to and are the descendants of slaves born in America, and you ain't gonna give them nothing. That's not my subject, but that pisses me off because I don't like these fakers. You have no intent and did not do nothing for them then, and even if they were living, you wouldn't give them nothing. And that's just the truth of the matter. I don't want to take a lot of our time because I just want to bring a response to our brother Minister Louis Farrakhan Saviours Day address. That's the main topic I would like to speak on and I have some little tidbit subjects I just want to hit on a little taste before I speak about Brother Farrakhan's Saviours Day address 2013. I want to say before I begin that we really need to take the time to think. One of the attributes that we have that has become a detriment to the descendants of slaves born in America is that we are too emotional. We are an emotional people. You see it in the church. You see it at Saviours Day 2013. We're so busy clapping. We're so busy egging somebody on. Preach it, brother minister. Tell it like it is, pastor. Amen. All praise is due to Allah. Did you hear what was said? All praise is due to Allah, but you didn't even hear what was said. You have to, and we have to take the time and stop being emotional and think about things. Think about things to its completion. It is nice that we hear beautiful words to inspire us to become a more righteous person or to improve ourselves as individuals or to attempt to improve our community. But at the same time, we need to understand exactly what we are hearing. That's why the same emotion that we use in order to show our approval of a message, we have that same emotion when we show our disappointment, and then we begin to hate everybody and we become depressed and we are so disappointed. But maybe all that could have been avoided if you first listen to what is being said. So I want us to listen, not hear. See, your ears can hear that noise, but in order to listen, your brain thinks about what it is hearing and it analyzes what that sound is. It sounds like two hands coming together. To think about the noise rather than just hear the noise. So let us listen to this video. Let us listen to Brother Farrakhan. Let's get that Saviours Day address and let us listen to what is being said and let us stop being so hallelujah. It's wonderful, it's glorious. And you can applaud and you can show your approval after you listen and think about things. And I even heard Brother Minister Farrakhan say it over and over again, all this clapping. Start thinking. Thinking without emotion. Because emotion taints and hinders proper thinking. I want to touch on and spend maybe 15 minutes or so on maybe 3 subjects or topics that has nothing to do with the Saviours Day address, but I just got to talk about it. And see, in a way, maybe these things do interrelate with Saviours Day, because you cannot implement what Brother Farrakhan is suggesting without strong black men, strong black women. But I'm going to direct this talk to strong black men. There are black males. I'm not saying men. There are black males. And I've been studying and reading the comments that they post on these videos where they degrade, make mockery, and basically bash black women. I'm just reading the comments. And I'm trying to understand their thinking. I have not figured it out yet, and will probably never. Because I'm looking at something or somebody who is sick in the mind. Because they don't bring that madness to my channels. They know to stay away. But here you are, you claim that you're educated. You claim that you have so many material things, but let us just stay with your intelligence. You claim to be so intelligent, so smart, so wise. You don't understand how come the black woman don't want you. Because you are educated, you are intelligent, you are wise, you are a man. But when you look at the writings of these intelligent, educated black males, you see them not in this manner. They don't never express themselves in that manner, nor do their heroes. All their heroes use four-letter words. MF this, kiss my this, and whatever. All kinds of profanity and vile, nasty, just degenerate behavior. But you think that you're better than somebody, and you're just as nasty and uncivilized as they are. Here are a group of black males who spread gossip about other people. They target black women. The black women do this, and the black women do that. Spreading gossip. The same thing that they accuse black women of doing. Gossip spreaders. And it's mind-boggling. One of their favorite subjects is black women's weaves. Black women and women in general, they have a love affair with their hair. This has been going on since time. And in religion, I believe they teach that for women, your hair is, what is it? Anyway, it's something, it's your crown glory or something to that effect. It's a woman's crown and glory. Women put a lot of emphasis on their hair. Women put a lot of emphasis on trying to be beautiful. This has been going on for a long time. So you have these males who sit around, and women spend a lot of time, they spend a lot of money. Not only black women, but women all around the world. Makeup and weaves and anything and perfumes, all these things to make a woman beautiful and smell good. This is billion-dollar industry. But these black males don't have nothing else to do but sit around and try to take something that all women do and make it a big deal. I could care less. If these women want to put a chicken on their head and the chicken lay eggs, I could care less. That's their business. But here you are as a man. These are supposed to be strong men. They spend hours and hours talking about women and their weaves. What kind of man? I have listened to Marcus Garvey. I have listened to Malcolm, Elijah Muhammad. I've listened to Medgar Evers and all our great men, known and unknown. I have yet to have a man come to me and say, brother, what you think about them women and them hair weaves? What men are y'all around? And you getting what? And these are supposed to be the strong men. These strong men are telling you to trip on women's weaves and perfume. And the next subject that y'all might be talking about is women's private things. You don't have nothing else to talk about. You know why? Because the subject, what you are directing your anger and your hurt and your pain at, it is not worth talking about. It's weak. So what you have here is nothing but children. You're not even you're a black male, but you acting like a boy. And that's why the oppressor, that's why the racists still call y'all boys. Because you act that way. I've never seen nothing like so silly like this in my life. And they dare come up against somebody. I'm not claiming to be a full-grown man, but I'm trying, because I have an idea of what a strong man is, and it definitely is not somebody that sit around 24 hours a day scheming and planning, talking about women's underwear, their weaves, their makeup, and whatever they want to wear. A real man is scheming how to make $1. A real man is scheming how to get from under an oppressor to create my own civilization. I want my own land. I want my own language. I want to develop my own culture. You never hear that from these little boys. It's always foolishness. And they supposed to have college degrees and they talk like children. 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. And you dare have the nerve to try to talk to me? You better back off. I give you the verbal whooping you're looking for. So you better stay with those who are on your level in the kindergarten and 1st grade. This action that Brother Farrakhan wants us to become part of, you got to be a man in order to implement it. And these can't be part of it because they can't comprehend what grown men are supposed to do. Silly males. And it's good that you stay away from me. Now, speaking of silly people, you have the oppressor himself. You have the racist Caucasian pink people. They are silly. And I want to give you this as an example. Now, you ever was in school and you had this particular girl or boy, they always messing with you. Oh, you got a bald head. I don't like your black shirt. They always bothering you. Now, in some cases, they don't like you. But you know, as a child, you have some people that make fun of you. They might kick you, and as long as they are trying to interact with you in some kind of way. And it's not because they really hate you or dislike you. It's because they have some kind of love for you. They really like you. And they want you to give them attention. They want you to notice them because they really like you. So we live in a racist society. And we live among a people for hundreds of years that have told black folks, we hate you. Y'all niggas, you coons and shines and porch monkeys and ham bones and whatever. They call us names. Low IQ, no IQ, savages. childish too. Because really, Caucasian people, I'm not going to say they love us, but they admire us for real. They do like us. And they are jealous. They look at us physically. And they see that pretty brown skin. That pretty dark brown skin, almost black looking. If it's not black. Some of us are really dark. Some of us are so dark, we look dark blue or something like that. Pretty white teeth. And some of the brothers never lifted weights in their life, but their body is all strong and the muscles big and shiny. Woo! You know how it is. That's why y'all black women, y'all really don't want no Caucasian men. That black man, and that's natural. No steroids. Don't lift no weights. Black man just look good. Strong and everything. And then y'all sisters. Y'all put on a dress and you know your backside, just throw that dress in all kinds of ways and you sit up all high and your body is strong too. Don't lift no weights. Don't do nothing. Sit around and eat Tootsie Rolls all day or whatever. Brown skin and hair all strong. And these people are envious. They hate you, but really they like you. Because they want to be like, they envious. They like, wow. Look at them on the average. Their body tone is not strong like that. They have to lift all these weights. They have to take steroids to be strong. They have to put booty pads on. They have to do something artificially to darken their skin because they say that dark skin makes you look healthy. But dark skin don't look good on us. We was born healthy. And then they look at us as a people. Even in slavery. What were black people doing in slavery? We was singing and we was dancing. Happy. How can somebody be happy like that? And we play basketball and football and we do things with some kind of style. They call it a swag. It's not real hatred. But see, you so jealous that it becomes hate. And see, dark skin is healthy. And we just are healthy like people. And if we took care of ourselves just a little bit, we are less sick than they are. When I was growing up in the early 60s and early 70s and whatever, we saw commercials of sick people. You never seen black people. When they talk about cancer and all this sickness and autism and even mental illness, it was always Caucasian people. Just in recent times, we become sickly. I think the only thing I remember that when they talked about us was sickle cell anemia. But you didn't hear about black folks filled up with cancers and all these different illnesses and autisms and mental illness. It was always Caucasian people. But since integration, I'm going to say that again, but since integration, since we've integrated with the sick, now we have become sick. And there's nothing, our dark skin, there's nothing physically that we can do because now we've integrated with sickness, even interbreeding with the sick. And now you see us on TV. I got cancer with autistic children and we all messed up. Because those who want to be like us, since they can't be like us, then they want us to be like them and bring us down to their level. But see, they know. And what the Caucasian people, the pink people would say, in order to bring them some self-esteem, because physically they know they don't have nothing coming. They have to tan their skin and put plastic in their lips and in their butt. So physically they know they don't have nothing coming. Talent-wise, they know they're not singers. They know they're not dancers. They know they don't have that swag. They have to try to mimic and copy from the masters of it. So what they would tell us, well, we created the computer and the light bulb, and look at our civilization and all these types of things. But see, what they ignore, what they avoid, what they know, but they won't tell us, but see, we are finding these things out on our own, is that we know that we came from a people, and even in the United States, do your history. This is Black History Month. Learn your history. All the great black scientists, mathematicians, doctors, and lawyers, even living as slaves, we accomplished much in this country. They just don't promote it. It's up to us to promote ourselves. And even many Caucasian people are ignorant to our accomplishments in this nation. They know that we are not only related to people who created great civilization, but even in 2013, black people are involved in the infrastructure of this nation. We are in every government. We are everywhere. In the educational system, we're everywhere. We manage your systems. If you take black folks out of these systems, you'll be all messed up. And your entertainment system really would be messed up, because we are the talent, for sure. They know, if given the opportunity, they know once we become awakened that we will no longer just be satisfied with a basketball or a baseball or with rap music. When we seek greater things, we can outperform them in that too. Because whatever civilization anybody on this planet has, it is a copy, and it was mimicked from black people, the dark people of this planet. Our descendants, our relatives, our ancestors done it first and done it well, because they've been here on this planet long enough to master it. Oh man. And speaking of master, this is the anniversary, and Saviours Day is the anniversary, the celebration of the birthday of Master Farrakhan Muhammad. And see, this ministry is part of the legacy of Master Wallace Farrakhan Muhammad. I can give that credit. I have no choice. Well, how can that be? Because Master Farrakhan Muhammad gave us Islam. How is it possible that Master Farrakhan Muhammad, Wallace Farrakhan Muhammad, is the founding father, or whatever you're trying to say, of your ministry? Didn't we say that he was a master? I'll talk about that a little bit. Now, this jealousy of Caucasian people have gone to the point where now it's turned to murder. It's turned to hate, because they can't exploit you like they used to. And what they can't exploit, they get rid of. So if you believe that you're sitting here and living the la-di-da life, and you think that there are no plans to try to exterminate you and get rid of you, you might have to learn the hard way. That's why you have to listen. And you have to think about things. When you're watching the television, when you listening to their words and look at their actions, think about what's going on. But when you drinking, when you smoking, when you are involved in watching pornography and all this foolishness that their media gives you, then you can't see what's coming. You can't see what the enemy, these are your enemies, because they are jealous of you. And you don't know yourself. You think they are the greatest thing in the world. They are not. They know they are not. They hope that you don't find out how great you and I really are. And from out of this oppression, coming from out of this abuse, of course, is name calling. So the Caucasian, racist, pink people, one of their favorite words is calling us nigger. And we've been called nigger and abused in this country so long that many of us have embraced it. And we try to justify why we embrace nigger. Well, you see, it really is naga or nigger and all this other stuff that y'all come up with. We know where this word nigger come from. Where was naga and nigger and all this stuff on the slave plantation? Did not exist. All this stuff y'all come up with to justify saying nigger, it's a recent phenomenon. Didn't exist on the slave plantation. And the slave master did not care nothing about your nigger or naga or however y'all want to explain it. The word nigger came from illiterate Caucasian people who probably couldn't pronounce Niger, that these Africans came from the region along the Niger River or your naga or whatever, so they said nigger. But they meant it to make mockery, and in a lot of cases, that evil word nigger was the last word many of us heard before that rope broke our neck. Or while nigger was the word that our people heard while their body was being fried, torn, feathered. And so here you are. You so dumb. Yes, you are. Yeah, I don't care how you justify saying nigger. You so dumb. You're going to actually take the word of your enemy, your oppressor, and you're going to try to make something beautiful out of it. That shows that you are an abused person. And you really are a victim. And another correlation with this, as an example, you have women. And prior to black slavery, women have been oppressed, women have been abused, women have been exploited before dark people around this earth. Because even dark males, prior to European influence, Africans exploited and abused black women. Women have always been viewed as nothing but a breeder, something for sexual pleasure, a servant. The black man is God, and you gonna be my slave. So you cook for me, you clean for me, and you have my babies and you wash their dirty, nasty diapers. That's all you good for. That's how we treat our sisters. That's how we treat women, even prior to Europeans. And then we come up copying our slave master. We call black women hoes. And we call black women bitches. And this has gone on for so long that women themselves, they call themselves hoes and bitches. You are a fool. But see, the black man that calls himself a nigga, the woman that calls herself a hoe and a bitch, they don't realize and they don't know that they are victims. And you have these slick people who benefit from you being sick, who are the perpetrators of the injury. They don't want you to view yourself as a victim. A victim is one who has suffered injury or damage. You have to be damaged. You have to have suffered some injury to demean and make mockery of yourself, to degrade yourself. I'm a nigger. Our people fought for hundreds of years against that label. But now it's something joyous. It's something loving. You are a fool. You are abused. You are a victim of domestic abuse. You're a woman and you work hard and you become aggressive and you become successful. And the best description of yourself is I'm a bitch. I'm a hoe. That's a sickness. You don't see that? See, the enemies, your oppressors, in the case of black people, it's the racist Caucasian people. In the case of women, it's silly black men, males. They don't want you to see yourself as a victim. Because as long as you don't see yourself as a victim, you won't seek proper healing. As long as you remain sick, the sick are the primary victims and the favorite prey of predators. As long as you view yourself as a nigga, as long as you view yourself as a hoe and a bitch, you somebody's favorite prey. Because you running around here injured. If a wolf see a sheep with a broken leg, that's the sheep that wolf is going to target to eat. And you wonder why you're still in the condition that you're in. It's because you and I, we are injured. We are victims. And we sit around here and let these people try to tell us that we're not victims. Here we are in this country. 40 to 70 million people in this country. And as a people, we don't do nothing for ourselves. We don't make toilet paper. We don't grow no corn. We don't grow no apples. We don't do nothing in order to sustain ourselves. But other people can come in our neighborhoods and get strong off our breasts. And you think that there's nothing wrong with you? Other people are getting strong while you calling yourself a nigga and a hoe and a bitch. You are a victim. And now you have made victimization something that you should be proud of. I'm a hoe. I'm a bitch. And y'all say it with a smile on your face. That's just like if you just got hit by a car. Ooh, I just got hit by a car. And you don't scream in pain. You don't even act like you hurt. You just smiling. Wow, I got hit by a car. Just smiling and giggling. People will look at you really strange and stupid. Damn, you just got hit by a car. How you gonna lay on the ground smiling and giggling like that? That's what we look like, pure idiots. Because we suffer injury. We are victims. You should be crying out in pain. You should be complaining, doctor, doctor, where you at? So that's the reason why. That's the reason why We need somebody to come and talk to us. That's the reason why July 4th, 1930, a man made his appearance in the person that they say in the Nation of Islam, that God made his appearance in the person of Wallace Farrakhan Muhammad in order to come to seek and raise up those who are dead and dying, the victims of America who've been abused for over 400 years. And you really don't understand him because he's a master. How can you understand anything and you a victim? Laying on the ground with a car tire running on your back. What would you know? You make mockery of Elijah Muhammad. You make mockery of Master Farrakhan. He ain't my master. We know Master Farrakhan Muhammad is not your master. The master is the racist Caucasian people. That's who dollar bill you spend. That's who car you drive. And you can say black power all day long and you don't have no power. Your power is powerless. If you knew what you was doing, if you were smart and as intelligent as you thought you was, if you had stayed on the right course, whether you agree or disagree, you'd be living and we would be living much better. Because the Nation of Islam was successful. It was successful. And you can't argue about that. It changed the lives of many black people in this nation. And that's why the FBI, CIA, and Mr. Hoover, they spent hours and hours and days. They need to get rid of that because they want to make sure that you stay sick. So now we live in a time where we need to heal. And that's what it's about now. Healing. Healing begins with thinking without emotion to understand what has happened to you and how you are injured. And if you cannot heal yourself, then you must find a proper doctor. Most people, even doctors themselves, don't treat themselves. They find a doctor. Are you going to continue to lay here and allow yourself to be victimized and continue to be prey for the wolf? Or are you going to heal yourself? Allow yourself to be healed by a doctor so that you can go on and do better things. Now, if we don't have economic strength, I don't care how much you shout black power. If you can't gain economic strength, if you can't do nothing for yourself, if you can't buy the Band-Aids, if you can't buy the medicines and things that you need in order to treat your injury, then we are defeating the purpose. We have to have economic strength, or somebody that will give us welfare or give us a loan so that we can go see the doctor. We need some type of economic financial strength. So we have Brother Louis Farrakhan that brings to his Saviours Day address an idea, a suggestion to help us heal ourselves, to bring economics to us. So who is Louis Farrakhan? We know who Louis Farrakhan is. Many of us, if we didn't know who Louis Farrakhan was, you wouldn't be listening to this video. And I know some of y'all You want me to say something negative about Louis Farrakhan so that you can use it for yourself because you hate Louis Farrakhan, you don't like the Nation of Islam or whatever. But see, this Reality's temple is fair. This Reality's temple, I try not to be biased, and I dang sure don't try to be hateful towards nobody. And I'm going to testify to what I know, personally know, of Louis Farrakhan. Because I had the honor to meet Louis Farrakhan, to be in his house, work out of his house, be around him in private meetings. So I'm going to testify to who and what Louis Farrakhan is. In the 80s and 90s. And I want you to correct me. See, I'm not a know-it-all. I want y'all to correct me. But we're going back to the 1980s. Some of y'all weren't even born. Some of y'all was still drinking Similac. Because we don't know nothing about the breast. We don't even know nothing about cow's milk. We're going back to the 80s. We're going back to the 90s. Who was the strongest voice in the 80s, in the 90s, that represented black power, that represented the black community, when the black community have no voice? The strongest voice that I know and I knew of, it was the voice of Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, I can remember on the streets, there were black Hebrew Israelites. But I don't know, the Hebrew Israelites that I see nowadays, I don't believe these are the same people. In fact, I believe these Hebrew Israelites in the early 80s, I believe that they went to the state of Israel. But besides these black Hebrew Israelites and Minister Farrakhan, you did not hear, especially on a national stage, you did not hear the only voice of black power that existed on the national stage was Minister Louis Farrakhan. Show me other, because I would know anybody else. There would never have been a Malcolm X movie in 1993 if it was not for the work of Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, of which at that time I was a part of. There was no interest in Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, nobody, even Dr. King, until Minister Farrakhan brought all that blackness back up to the forefront. Nobody cared about none of this. But when the national spotlight began to shine on Brother Farrakhan, and Brother Farrakhan was attracting, even in the 80s, Brother Farrakhan was attracting thousands and thousands of people to listen to him. Then the black conscious movement began to grow. So I was listening to Sister Betty Shabazz from a meeting she had with Louis Farrakhan in 1995 at the Apollo Theater. And she told the audience about Malcolm. Whatever you do, don't belittle what Malcolm did. You don't have to like Malcolm. You don't have to agree with Malcolm. But don't belittle, don't try to degrade the awesome work of what Malcolm did. Because when Malcolm first came to the Nation of Islam, there was only 4 temples, she said, and they were filled with elderly people. And when Malcolm left the Nation of Islam, they had the national spotlight, had temples in every major city and around the world. Don't try to take away what Malcolm did. So, vice versa, let us not do that with Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan been in this game before many of us was born. or not, you have been directly or indirectly affected by Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan. Especially in the 80s and 90s, because he kick-started the so-called black conscious, black power movement. There was nobody else that could do it, that had the voice. And he even proved it even more because he called 1 million men to Washington, D.C. And men from all places in the country got in their cars, bicycles, buses, and went to Washington, D.C. No other black man in our history has been able to bring black people, black men together like that. And I'm going to talk about that. I want to talk to Brother Minister. Because this is not about hatred. This is not about jealousy or ego. This is about what is in the best interest of our people. We got to do better. You don't have to like Louis Farrakhan. You can disagree with Louis Farrakhan. I do it all the time. But I'm not going to demean, belittle, make mockery of his great accomplishment and what he has brought to us as a people. He has awakened many, many minds. The reason why some of you are Muslim, the reason why some of y'all are Pan-Africans or whatever, many of you was affected by Louis Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, Malcolm, and whatever. Well, some of you will get the big head. Well, I don't have nothing to do with that. See, I was awakened by somebody else. Whatever! Give people their respect. What are your accomplishments? What are your works? You ain't doing nothing. You can't come close. Minister Farrakhan has more accomplishments in his little pinky than we do if we put all ourselves together. So stop tripping. Get out of y'all delusional land. Before I actually heard the voice of Elijah Muhammad, before I actually heard the voice of Malcolm, before I actually heard the voice of Dr. King, I heard Minister Louis Farrakhan. And he influenced me to do what I'm doing right now. I saw something that was good. I want to do that too. Disagreement don't mean I hate you. To the followers or the believers in Minister Farrakhan, this brother here, this ministry don't hate you. I'm not envious, I'm not jealous. Just because we disagree don't mean we hate each other. Y'all silly people, stop that stuff. Without Louis Farrakhan, I could not exist. I give this man his credit. I don't demean or belittle him. Never. Y'all become some very hateful people. If y'all Negroes, if y'all so-called black people, whatever you want to call yourself, I'm a Moor, I'm a Hebrew, whatever you Negroes want to call yourself, if y'all really hate the oppressor, if you hate your enemies, these races, as much as you hate black folks when you dislike them, we could have changed our condition a long time ago. I just received a letter from somebody, and they wrote on the letter how much they hate me. I ain't never do nothing to this person. I didn't take your money. You ain't do nothing for me. I just let you alone. You don't agree with this, what this ministry represents, then you go your way, I go my way. They're going to tell me I'm going to try to bring you down. They even try to say, I guess they're going to try to hurt me in some kind of way. These niggas. Yeah. Now these are real niggas. Negro trash. Dark European garbage. They will threaten black people. But when you see them to their door, you ought to see how they do. The Caucasian people throw them in jail, take their food stamps away, kick them in the ass, call them nigga, do all kinds of stuff. They don't get bad with races, but when it comes to us, oh man, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. They hate me. So I'm going to take down your videos, and then they're going to make videos to try to slander my name. Never done nothing to this person. You just go your way, I go my way. Louis Farrakhan has never done nothing to me. And I have seen him do nothing that I can say that he brought harm to the black community. If he has, prove it. If you don't like Scientology, if you don't like bean pies or whatever, just leave the Muslims alone. All this hate. And you think that you're not sick, niggas. That's why I don't believe in God. But if God gave me the opportunity, that's why I say, and I would tell and suggest to God, destroy all of you. You don't have the right to live. Since you are no good on top of the ground, maybe you do better under the ground. All of you, blacks, racist pinks, browns, all humanity should be destroyed as far as I'm concerned. Because y'all too silly. Now, let me say this. Because of your hate, because of your dislike for a person, because you don't like the vessel truth comes in. Because Farrakhan tells the truth, or I might tell the truth. Because you don't like me, because you don't like Farrakhan, or you don't like somebody, you will reject it. And that truth is your best available option. But because of hate, you will reject your own salvation. The only real solution. Because the bottom line is none of y'all ain't got nothing going on more than the Nation of Islam. Show me anybody. You just starting off. You can't even compare yourself. So a lot of y'all talk about Minister Farrakhan so that hopefully maybe you can get some attention. Because you need to try to bring down a big boy to bring some attention to you. I don't do that. I express my open and honest opinion and disagreement. I'm hoping to help, not to hurt. And the person who is the big boy, they have a problem if they so high and mighty, if they so arrogant, they can't listen to a little guy. Because some of your best advice might come from your little children. When I was little, as little children, we told our mother, don't do this, don't do that. And our parents would not listen to their little children. And guess where mama and daddy ended up? They ended up in jail, and we was at the house by ourselves.